Welcome to Everything Football and welcome to the Match Day 5 Limitless Team Selection. Yep, if you still have your Limitless chip, you are very lucky. But which is the best team for Match Day 5 with no budget? You can get anyone you want. Who should you be getting? Now, just like last week, a lot of injuries have already occurred. Leroy Sané is now out for 2 to 3 weeks, so we cannot include him in the Limitless team. And I'm sure between now and the time we hit the deadline, there could be a couple of more injuries, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And if there's any changes, I'll comment down below in this video, and I'll pin it to let you know what is going on. So let's get started. Which players should we be getting in on our Limitless chip? So fixture-wise, PSG have a very good fixture at home to Maccabi Haifa. Inter Milan also have a very good home fixture against Pilsen. Napoli also have a good fixture against Rangers, but which of the players should we be getting? So first up, I'm going to go with the forward player, PSG, Kylian Mbappe. Now, against Maccabi Haifa, he got a lot of chances last time they went to Maccabi Haifa. He got 13 points against Juventus in match day 1 and 9 points against Maccabi Haifa in match day 2 and another 9 points against Benfica. So the only time he blanked was the away game against Benfica. So at home against Maccabi Haifa, you would expect him to get some points, and considering they've not yet gone through yet in terms of finishing fast, they still have to battle Benfica for that. I'm thinking he will definitely try to return this or not. Definitely return. And I'm going to go with his partner. I'm going to go with Neymar next to him. I think this is such a good fixture, and if one of them scores, the other one assists. They still know Lionel Messi, so Mbappe and Neymar I think are very, very good in this one. Literally up to you. You could decide to go with one of them and then two defenders from PSG, or maybe just two of their players, but I think that's a really good fixture against Maccabi Haifa. And considering they still want to go through, I'm guessing they're going to score like 3 or 4. So Mbappe and Neymar are my first picks for this match day. Next up, let's go to a defender. Let's start with Man City. Now, I know Cancelo, they made the mistake against Liverpool in the game that they lost, but in the Champions League and even in FPL overall, Cancelo has been brilliant. So I'm going to include him. If you check his stats, he's playing against Dortmund away, but 15 points in match day 1 against Sevilla, 6 points against Dortmund in match day 2, another 5 points in match day 3 against Copenhagen. Could have been more. He got subbed off in the 57th minute. Could have been like 10 in that one. And he got another clean sheet against Copenhagen when Man City were down to 10 men. So basically every single round so far, he has returned. And he actually assisted twice in match day 1, assisted again in match day 2, assisted again in match day 3. So Cancelo is not only there for attacking, for defensive returns, but also attacking returns. And he also picks up recovery points easily. He gets like 6 ball recoveries every match. That gets you another extra 2 points. So Cancelo, no matter the fixture, I think he has to be in the team. And I'm going to complete the triple up on PSG. And I am going to go for Hakimi. Again, there you could go for Ramos if you prefer, but I think Hakimi gets forward so many times, and in this one, he has a perfect chance of getting his first goal of the Champions League season. So that is the complete PSG lineup. Next up, let's go for the first goalkeeper, and I am going to go with fixtures, and I'm going to go with Inter Milan, Onana up against Victoria Pilsen. They did not score away at Bayern Munich, and last time Inter Milan played Pilsen, it was a 2-0 win. So I'm thinking Onana with 19 points so far. He starts against Pilsen. So Onana plays on the second day. So we have to get a goalkeeper who plays on the first day. So it could be anyone. You could go for Ederson from Man City. You could go for the PSG goalkeeper. You could go for Benfica goalkeeper against Juventus. You could even go for Courtois if he's 100% fit by then. You could go for Milan against Dinamo Zagreb. But considering it is the first day, I am going to go with the Man City double up in terms of defense. Man City are good in terms of not conceding too many goals. And against Dortmund, you would expect Dortmund to have a lot of shots. So especially if they keep a clean sheet, you could see Ederson getting a lot of save points. So I've gone for him. Easy. If he doesn't return or Dortmund score a couple, you just sub him out for Nana on the next day. So far, that is what we have. And then next up, let's go with the first midfield pick that we have right now. And I'm going to go for Liverpool up against Ajax. Salah has definitely upped his game so far recently. And against Ajax, they're still trying to finish top of the table. Let's say Liverpool don't win this one against Ajax and Napoli beat Rangers, Liverpool cannot get top of the table. So what they have to do is win this one and also try and beat Napoli when they go to Anfield in the last game. So that's the only chance they have of finishing off top. If you finish second, you might end up facing PSG, might end up facing Man City. Apart from Liverpool, they can't face Man City, but you might end up facing a team like Napoli. If you're not in Napoli's group, you might end up facing teams like which other team am I forgetting? Club Brugge is probably a good fixture, but there's a lot of good teams. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all finishing top, so you don't want to end up with any of those teams. Next up, now Bayern don't have an easy fixture. They're playing against Barcelona away from home. They're playing on the second day. Barcelona have to try and go through as well, at least third and not finish bottom of their group. I don't think they will. I think they'll finish at least third, but Bayern Munich still need to clinch top spot ahead of Inter Milan and Barcelona. So I think we have to get one of their players. I think they will score against Barcelona. But Leroy Sané is out. Musiala will be fit by then. Goretzka has been looking good, but Mane is the option. He scored in the last match. They got 7 points, and previously he got 13 points against Pilsen. He also got 3 and then for the beginning. But the last 2 match days have been great for him. So Sadio Mane goes, and he's also won an award at the Ballon d'Or Awards the other day. He won something for himself, so good for him. Next up, I am going to go for the first Napoli midfielder. I think against Rangers, they will score another 3 or 4, and I think they will clinch top spot against Rangers. You could go for Zielinski, you could go for Kvaratskhelia, but considering Kvaratskhelia took the penalty the other day when Politano was not on the pitch, if Politano is not there as well, and maybe Osimhen is not there, even Osimhen, if Osimhen is there, I think Kvaratskhelia takes it again. What a penalty it took against Rangers. I know it's only 5.6 right now, but you don't really have to go with everyone at 12 million, 11 million because you're on a limitless. You could mix in a couple of cheap players if you feel like they're going to return, and Kvaratskhelia is one of them. Now, next to him, you could go for any other Napoli midfielder if you prefer to go for the double up, but we will come to that. Next up, we are going to go back to Inter Milan because of the fixture that they have. You could go for the attacking, but they only got 2 goals last time against Pilsen, and I don't really see who we could go for. You can't go for Lautaro Martinez, but so far I think he's only returned like in match day 4 only. But in this one, I'm going to go for Bastoni, the defender. The one thing I love about him is they do keep clean sheets and he gets subbed off early. Like match day 1, he got subbed off in the 71st minute, some 64th minute in match day 2, and then 85th minute in match day 4. So if we can keep a clean sheet to the 65th minute or something and get subbed off, you've basically clinched 6-7 points there. And he's only selected by 1% and is going to cost you 5.5 million. But on a limitless chip, you don't have to worry about that. Dumfries would have been the better option, but you're not sure if he's going to start. It's either between him and Bastoni, but Dumfries has only started 1 or 2 match days so far, and the other ones is only is it 2 match days? He started in match day 1, played 71 minutes, got subbed off, 90 minutes in match day 2, high return in match day 2 against Pilsen. A lot of people had him captained, or a few people had him captained. Against Barcelona in the third game, he only came on for 14 minutes, and he played 90 minutes against Barcelona. So you could go for him if you prefer. If you feel like it's going to start, I don't know if he plays the third. He plays the first fixture on the Wednesday, so you could go for Dumfries in your team and then have him on your bench, obviously. And then when you see the lineups on Wednesday, if he starts, just bring him to your team. So I don't think it's a bad option as well. Bastoni, Dumfries, whoever you prefer, you could go for. Next up, let's complete the forward line. Dortmund have a fixture against Man City. Erling Haaland rested last time, but up against his former team, I think he'll be fired up, and I think you should go for him in your team. Now, again, if you prefer not to have Mbappe or Neymar there, you could go for Lewandowski against Bayern Munich if you prefer. He finished 4th in the Ballon d'Or, or even Benzema. I mean, he just won the Ballon d'Or. He's fresh, ready to maybe retain it next year. You could go for him if you prefer. But Erling Haaland against his former team, I think he will be fired up for this one, and he's been great this season. I think almost 20 goals already, and we are only in October, and he'll have another 1 month rest during the World Cup. And when we return next year, or at the end of the year, he will be great as well. So for this particular fixture, I think he will be fired up for it. Now, I've spoken about Benzema, but we won't obviously go for him. We won't go for him, but we'll go for his teammate who was rested last time out. His name is Vinicius. Vinicius starts against Leipzig. Now, the thing with Leipzig is, so far this season, the last 10 games, they've only kept 3 clean sheets. And in the last home game in the Champions League, they conceded 4 goals against Shakhtar Donetsk. They also conceded 4 in their league this season already. The last 10 games, they've conceded 3 against Mönchengladbach, they are conceding a lot of goals, and they conceded 2 goals away at home in the last game in their league. So they definitely do concede goals, and I'm going to go for Vinicius. They are up against Leipzig. I think if Real Madrid win this one, they clinch top spots. So I think I will go for Vinicius. Next up, I think we can't just go for one Napoli player, especially considering Rangers have only scored 1 Champions League goal this season. I am going to go for Di Lorenzo at right back. Di Lorenzo is scored in match day 3. He's already scored 1 goal this season in the Champions League. So I think he's not a bad option at all. 29 points so far. So we have 2 more positions left. Which players will we be going for? Now, I have gone for a Liverpool player. I've gone for a Bayern Munich player, Napoli players as well, PSG players, Man City, Real Madrid. We've covered all that. We've also covered Inter Milan. Listen, you could go for players from Celtic if you prefer, but I wouldn't. You could go for a player from Club Brugge. They have a home fixture against FC Porto, especially their goalkeeper. You could go for their goalkeeper. I think they play on the second day. If you don't want Onana and you want another Inter Milan defender like Dumfries instead of Onana, you could remove Onana and go for Mignolet. But as of now, I am going to go for that Benfica against Juventus fixture, and I'm going to target Grimaldo. You could go for Otamendi because of the recovery points, but Grimaldo so far, Juventus have not looked good. Grimaldo picked up those 20 points in match day 1 in the home game, and then he picked up 4 and then 3 and then 3. So the least he's picked up is 3. If Juventus attacks, that gives him more opportunity to get recovery points, and there's a huge chance of them keeping a clean sheet in this one. So Grimaldo is my option. Again, you don't have to go for the exact. You could make your own changes. You could go for Otamendi instead of Grimaldo. You could go without a Napoli defender and go with a Liverpool defender if you prefer. Literally up to you. And the final pick I have, I remember talking about PSG and PSG, Bayern Munich, PSG, Tottenham, and I've forgotten the other team. I think it was Napoli. I talked about them having back-to-back home fixtures in match day 4 and 5. Napoli trashed Ajax in match day 4. Match day 5, they have Rangers at home. I've gone for their players. Tottenham as well trashed Frankfurt in the previous match. They not trashed, it was 3-2. It could have been 4-2 if Kane scored the penalty. But next up, they have Sporting. Sporting have been losing the last couple of games in the Champions League. I think Son Heung-min will be a great option for this one. So Son is the option to go for from here. You could also go for Kane up front if you prefer, and don't go for Man City midfielder if you prefer instead of Haaland, but literally up to you. But that is the best limitless team in terms of match day 5, according to me. So in goal, Onana and Ederson, and then defense, Cancelo, Hakimi, Bastoni, Di Lorenzo, and Grimaldo. Midfield of Salah, Mane, Kvaratskhelia, Vinicius, and Son. And then a forward line of Mbappe, Neymar, and Haaland. Again, a lot of changes you could make. You could go for Mignolet instead of Onana. You could go for, you might not want Henderson. You could go for someone else from that day. I've also tried to mix it up. Goalkeeper, 25th and 26th of October. Defensively, we have 3 players playing on the first day, 2 playing on the second day. Midfield-wise, we have 1 playing on the first day, 4 of them playing on the second day, and striking-wise, all 3 of them play on the first day. So you could have the 26th of October players on the bench like Mane, Kvaratskhelia, Son, and maybe Onana, obviously, and then you could bring them on if the players playing on the first day don't deliver, which I think is very rare. I think Mbappe and Neymar will deliver. I think Cancelo, Hakimi could also deliver. So up to you. Back to which other players you could go for. I think Salah has to be there. You could go for someone like Zielinski to double up on their midfield from Napoli. You could also go for Dumfries instead of Bastoni. Literally up to you. But fixtures to target: Inter Milan against Pilsen. Obviously, PSG against Maccabi Haifa. Napoli against Rangers. Leipzig against Real Madrid, at least have 1 Real Madrid player. Tottenham against Sporting, have 1 Tottenham player. But that is what we have. Let me know if there's any changes you'd make. Would you be happy with that, or do you think there's other teams that you trust that I haven't picked? As of now, let me know what team you're going for. Are you playing a limitless chip? If you're not, I will have a wildcard video very, very soon. But as of now, that is the Match Day 5 limitless team selection. All the best for Match Day 5. More videos coming soon. When the wildcard video is out, I'll have it on the right side. But on the left side, you can check my match reaction for Match Day 4. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.